Hey everyone, thank you for watching NibbleNFlix, the podcast where snacks meet cinema. I'm your host, Jeff Reed, and welcome to 2026. I hope you all had a fantastic and safe and fun time on New Year's with your families and friends. And in this video, we're going to be munching on the most anticipated films that will be in the movie theaters in 2026. And if you haven't done it already, hit the like button to help us to get more eyes on this video. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel so you get notified when new content is uploaded onto the channel. And now let's get into these movies that I'm so excited to watch in 2026. We're going to start with my honorable mentions, but there is a list of films that's coming to the movie theaters this year that I think you guys should check out. I'm not going to talk about these movies at all in this video. I just want to provide you a list of films I think you might be interested in checking out the movie theater. So let's get into it. So we have Coyote versus Acme. There's Clayface, The Devils Wear Prada 2, Flowervale Street, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, Hunger Games, Sunrise of the Reaping, Is God Is, The Mandalorian and Grogu, the live-action Moana, Psycho Killer, Toy Story 5, Werewolf, Wuthering Heights. Here's why I'm not talking about these films because they didn't get into my list, but I think these are interesting films that I think myself and even you guys as the viewers will be interested in watching. I think they should get some pub when it comes to talking about the upcoming films this year. There's a lot of good films coming out in 2026. You know, we saw a slow recovery in 2025, and I think this is the year, 2026, where the box office is actually going to climb a little bit closer to what it was prior to the pandemic. So hopefully it does. And I think those films I just talked about are going to help the box office become one of the biggest that we've seen in a long time. And I think they were projecting like $9 billion for the box office, which is absolutely remarkable compared to the last few years. So yeah, definitely go check out those movies. Crime 101 is coming out February 13th. The movie's directed by Bart Lathan. He directed films American Animals, The Imposter. It's a crime thriller film that has a heist element. And if there's one genre that I love the most is heist films. I'm a huge sucker. I'm obsessed of the Ocean 11 franchise, the Love Town, Heat, Baby Driver, any kind of heist film, good or bad, it does not matter about the film. As long as it's a heist film, you got me going to the movie theaters on the first day it comes out. And this film, you'll be following a thief who's being played by Chris Hemsworth, and he's trying to get his last score before he retires. And then he runs into this insurance broker who's going through her own crossroads, being played by Halle Berry. And they're trying to develop and execute this multi-million-dollar heist scheme that they're trying to do. However, they're being chased down by a relentless detective being played by Mark Ruffalo, who's trying to get them before they execute this heist. And everything I've seen so far about this film, I saw some clips at CinemaCon doing Amazon MGM's presentation, and I like what I saw there, what they're doing with this film when it comes to building up the tension, showing the plan of the heist and all that stuff, which I kind of like about heist films. And then the trailers that have been coming out as well has really piqued my excitement for this film. And I just, can't wait for it. Like I said before, you got a heist film and you put it in the theaters, I'm going to be there, good or bad. But I think this is going to be good though. Let's hope. The Drama, an A24 film that's come out April 3rd. It's directed by Christopher Borghi. Hope I said his name right. If I didn't, I apologize. But he directed Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage, which is another A24 film, and I highly recommend watching that movie as well. The film is a romantic comedy drama, and it's starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson as this couple, and I think they're going to have fantastic chemistry in this film. And the plot of the film is basically days heading into their wedding. One partner finds out something about the other partner, and things get kind of strange. And I think it'll be one of those films where everything starts off kind of rosy. Then when the one partner finds out something that the other partner does, that's when everything starts to get off the rails. And maybe they get to their wedding day, maybe they won't. But just knowing that the two leads in this film is Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, I think that alone is going to bring a lot of interest into this film. And like I said before, if you ever watch Dream Scenario, it's a very good film. And A24 is usually really, really good at making original content and original films as well. And I think this is going to be one of their big hits of the year. So this is something that I'll definitely check out, especially on date night movie. Yeah, I think it'd be something cool to see. Masters of the Universe, which comes out June 5th, 2026. The movie's directed by Travis Knight. He directed Bumblebee. And yeah, I know the first look of Prince Adam did not look good at all. but they did show some stuff that they posted on Instagram showing He-Man and the sword behind him. I thought that was really good. But I'm telling you guys, what I saw at CinemaCon for this film, it looks absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, the set designs, the costumes look like just ripped out of the cartoon and also the comic book. Just some of the action pieces they showed. They showed all this behind the scenes stuff there, how they were prepping for the film and how it looked and everything. And it just looks amazing. And I just can't wait to see what they're going to do with this film. They got a pretty good cast in this film as well. And most importantly, you have Travis Knight, who directed Bumblebee, which is basically, I mean, for my opinion, the best live action Transformer movie in the whole entire franchise. So with all this stuff and the things I saw at CinemaCon and how much I'm a fan of He-Man, I just can't wait to see what they're going to do with this film. And I'm telling you right now, guys, once that first trailer drop, and I hope they drop it soon so you guys can see what we saw at CinemaCon and maybe get a little more of, information of the story and how the tone is going to be and all that stuff. And this looks really, really good. I think this might be a sleeper for a lot of people for 2026 when it comes to like the fantasy element film. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes for this one. And I just can't wait for that first trailer to drop. Hopefully the Super Bowl. Mortal Kombat 2 that comes out May 8th. And this film was supposed to come out in October. And for whatever reason, Warner Brothers delayed the release and they moved it to May. Really not sure why they did that. And unfortunately, that led to the worst month of the box office in 2025. I think it could have made money that month, but especially after them just building all this hype with all the screenings and all the marketing they were doing, I thought they could have made a lot of money. But Warner Brothers did have a great year in 2025. They had 7 films that successfully made $40 million or more on opening weekend, so they might know a little bit more than me. So what did I know? I don't know how how they figure out their things, but it pretty much worked out for them. They made a lot of money last year. However, even though I did not like what they did in the first film, and they made it where it was before the tournament, and then we get some characters that died off, and I wasn't really too happy. They did sell me on that first scene with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. That first scene was just absolutely fantastic. I love that entire action sequence that they did there. And the rest of the film kind of was like hit or miss when it came to certain things. And also having Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage, I just don't know about this. But after seeing the trailer and see what they're trying to do and how corny it looked for the Johnny Cage part, which kind of makes sense because his movies are supposed to be action-packed and corny at the same time, I do think they understand the tone, what they're trying to do. And this film's actually going into the tournament. And I think they said that they have up to like 27 fight scenes in this film. So hopefully they're not short fight scenes. Hopefully they're pretty good, long, drag-out fights or decent amount of time fights, so where we can see the characters do their powers and do their fights styles and all that stuff. We get enough of each character. That will be satisfying for me. Not really looking for a story that much. If we get a decent story, awesome. If we don't, who cares? Just give me a popcorn film where I just watch some characters go out there and kill each other and have a lot of fun when it comes to all the set designs, the costumes, and when it comes to the action pieces. Just entertain me, and I'll be happy with that. It's going to be just a good popcorn film. That's all I'm hoping for. Maybe this film would be the film that meets up to the level of the first Mortal Kombat film that we got back in the 90s. And, just give me that music, give me some good fight scenes, and you might get me just eat a couple buckets of popcorn, and I might be satisfied with it. Super Mario Galaxy movie. It comes out April 3rd. This is a sequel to Super Mario Brothers that made over $1 billion in 2023 and was a hit with the fans. And we get the directors from the previous films to come back to direct this one. I actually had a blast with the first film, and it had all the vibes of the video game and all the Easter eggs they were doing. And it had like the charm from all the characters, even Bowser. I love how Jack Black played him in that Peaches song. I mean, man, that should have won an Oscar for best song. Sorry. But anyways, with this, it seems like this movie is going to be continuing the story from the first film where we get Bowser Jr. that comes in and get involved. We also see we get Rosalina's being played by Brie Larson. And it looks like it's going to be like another wild, fun time at the movie theaters. And I can't wait to see what they do with this film. Supergirl comes out June 26th and is directed by Craig Gillespie, who directed films such as I, Tonya, The Underrated Corella, and Dumb Money. And this is the second entry in the DCU, and now we're going to get like different tones than from what we got from the previous projects from DCU that was under James Gunn. Now we get to see if the character has their own tone. We start seeing things a little bit differently than we saw with Superman and Creature Commandos. And this film's going to be based on probably the best story arc for Supergirl, which is Woman of Tomorrow, which is more a darker tone, even though the comic book is very beautiful and colorful and has an amazing art when it comes to that book. I highly recommend reading that book before you go see this movie. But after watching the first trailer and seeing that it has this Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, which makes sense because Craig Gillespie said he was a huge fan of those James Gunn Guardian Galaxy fan. It has more a darker palette when it comes to the color, when it comes to the direness of Supergirl. When you meet Kara, she's not what Superman is at all, what Kyle is. Is more a darker person. She actually saw Krypton getting blown out. She's seen her city getting blown out. She's seen all the bad stuff and had to deal with that by herself at a young age. And we see her going to this planet where she drinks and has a red sun, and that basically keeps her drunk, be in this depressing, somber mood. And I think this is what I like about this. It's not going to be that bright sunshine type of Supergirl at first. We're going to get what we see at the end of Superman, and then she's going to gradually become that hero. Because right now she doesn't want to be a hero. She just wants this soak in depression and just try to drink her life away. When we meet Kara, she's going to meet Ruthie, and then she's going to encounter something very tragic, and then they go on this quest for a murderous revenge. I think that's where we're going to get this space adventure when it comes to this movie. And we also get a look at Jason Momoa's Lobo, not very clear, but good enough to know that, yes, this is the role he should have been playing, begin with when it comes to any kind of DC projects. He's basically perfect for Lobo, and I just can't wait to see what they're going to do with him and also with this film too. Like I said before, this is the best story arc for Supergirl, and I think that they nail it. The tone already, having the darker tone, and I just can't wait to see what they're going to do with this film. Michael comes out April 24th and directed by Antoine Fuqua, who directed the Equalizer films, Training Day, and The Magnificent Seven. This is a biopic and the first film of possibly two films, if this one does well in the box office, that follows Michael Jackson from the time when he starts with the Jackson 5 into becoming a global icon in the 1980s. And I grew up listening to Michael Jackson, and he is one of my favorite artists of all time. I thought him and Prince, they had a little rivalries, but I always loved their music. But Michael Jackson was always that guy that made every event that he did felt like a big event where everybody has to watch. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, where you're at in the world. If Michael Jackson was having a live performance, you have to be in front of the TV or a screen to watch it. That's how massive he was when it comes to his aura and the way he did his performances. Everything I've seen so far, from the trailers, the posters, the marketing materials, it seemed like this is going to be a big event film. And that fits what Michael Jackson aura really is. You got Jafar Jackson, who's Michael Jackson's nephew, who sounds and looks just like him. And also the dance moves that he does, it just seems like flawless when it comes to like looking and dancing like Michael Jackson. It looks very good. And you got the cast that is basically stacked. I mean, you got Michael Jackson's parents, who was playing by Coleman Domingo, who's playing Joe Jackson, and Nia Long is playing Catherine Jackson. And even you got Miles Teller with that horrible wig, who's playing the Jackson attorney in this film. But I think this film will have that huge event feel. It's going to feel epic, and it's going to hopefully have that aura that Michael Jackson presented every time he stepped on stage. Digger comes out October 2nd and is directed by Alejandro Inarritu, who directed films as Birdman. And this is the first film of Tom Cruise's first look deal with Warner Brothers. And I didn't really know about this movie at all until the trailer or teaser dropped. And it looks really good. And I have to say, Tom Cruise looks interesting playing this character. He's wearing some prosthetics, so I'm really interested to see what he looks like playing Digger. So Cruise plays a Digger who is like the most wealthiest and powerful person in the world, but he creates this massive disaster, and we follow him while he embarks on a mission to save humanity. So Not really a lot unknown what's going on about the film about that, but everything I've seen, with the posters, how very creative it is. Tom Cruise first look deal with Warner Brothers, and I think this is going to be a very interesting film. But what I've seen so far has got me excited to see this movie. Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out July 31st, and this is the fourth installment in the Spider-Man franchise. Dustin Daniel Cretton has directed the film. He directed Shang-Chi. And this is the movie that's going to lead up to Avengers Doomsday. So I think there's going to be a lot of connections, maybe small connections we get, maybe at the end credit. But this is the film to actually get more momentum, to get everyone hyped for Avengers Doomsday. Not sure if Spider-Man is going to be in Doomsday, but I'm sure they're going to have some type of connection with it somehow. Even if it's not maybe Secret Wars, but I still think they might have some small connection between Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday. And not much is known about the film. We got small details about the plot and the characters are going to be. We got some characters who have been confirmed. But if you saw that trailer that leaked online, and if that really was the trailer, and we know Sony and Marvel has been kind of leaking stuff on their own lately, just to build up hype for the films that's coming out for this year. And, it's working. But maybe we actually get a trailer during the Super Bowl and we actually could see what the story is about. Maybe try to confirm some of these characters in this film. But it looks like we might get like a grounded film. And that's basically what I want for Spider-Man. We've done so much when it comes to all this epicness and the world ending and multiverse and all this other stuff. It'd be nice to get a grounded Spider-Man in this film. We actually, like I said before, we see the Punisher. We get Bruce Banner. It looks like we got the Hand too. That's also ninjas and some of the concept art also in that leaked trailer, if it's that really the trailer. But everything I've seen so far, I'm excited. I always love Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and I would definitely go see this when this comes out because Spider-Man movies are always fun to watch at the movie theaters. Disclosure Day that comes out on June 12th is Steven Spielberg's new summer blockbuster sci-fi movie. And not as much known about this film other than this possibility that there's some aliens on Earth already, and then it finally just gets disclosed amongst us that they've been here. I like how they marketed the film already, putting a big blackboard in New York City and also dropping a teaser, just getting everybody to get excited about this film. They even had listed on their website on title Steven Spielberg film. So even that was kind of clever, saying, hey, disclosure day. Now we're about to get closer to that. I thought that was very creative marketing when it comes to the marketing team for this film. But the cast looks great in this film. I mean, you got Emily Blunt, you got Josh O'Connor from Wake Up Dead Man, you got Coleman Domingo, who's always amazing, Colin Firth, Wyatt Russell. Even for you wrestling fans out there, they got Chavo Guerrero Jr. in this film playing a referee. Steven Spielberg makes a movie, and it doesn't matter what genre it is. I'm definitely going to see it. I'm highly excited about this film, but I hope we get some more information leading up prior to the release date. But maybe we won't. Maybe that's the whole purpose of the whole marketing campaign. We don't know nothing until Disclosure Day. Avengers Doomsday comes out December 18th and is directed by the Russo brothers. And yes, they had some ups and downs in the previous years, but we know what they can do when they direct a Marvel film. We've seen Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. I mean, I don't know what else we need in order to feel confident about this film. I know this movie reeks of desperation.
That's not what I do. A little bit.
Is this movie a cash grab?
A little bit.
Will it be all nostalgia bait?
A little bit.
And I don't care. Look, once they brought back Robert Downey Jr. and announced him he was playing Doctor Doom, we knew right there what they were trying to do. The last 5 years have not been really good. It's been up and down. Marvel has not been consistent, and they need a home run. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, they need a grand slam. So they know what they have to do. Now the momentum is working. We had Thunderbolts. That was a very good film. We had a Fantastic Four, and we hope in Spider-Man Brand New Day is also building up that momentum to where we can bring Marvel back. And at this point, I really don't care anymore because, look, if they're going to reboot this whole universe after Secret let them just go all in. Let them go all full nostalgia bait. They know they messed up the last 5 years, and they're gonna try their best to make it up to us. So let them cook and let them do whatever they can do. And if it's all nostalgia bait, and if Doctor Doom is Tony Stark,
No, who are you? Me? I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. What?
playing a dude, playing another dude. Hey, let's go for it. But watching these like setup teasers they're doing with the characters with Captain America, Thor, we saw the one that they do with X-Men that's going to be probably released pretty soon. And we all know they're leaking these trailers. I mean, it's the same potato quality. It's at the same angle. I mean, at least be creative with the angles, right? Sometimes you got on the left. Sometimes maybe on the right. Sometimes maybe straight down the middle. No, it's always on the left. So we know they're leaking this. Maybe it's Robert Downey Jr. doing this. Maybe it's part of his campaign, a marketing campaign that he's helping Marvel get this movie hyped up. But I kind of understand. They need momentum. And I would probably do the same thing too. If I need momentum and I lost the last 5 years and people don't really believe what we're creating is actually at peak level like it was previously. Actually, smart idea to get people hyped up. It's working. Everybody's talking about this movie, and that's what they want. And they need that for the next 12 months leading up to December 18th. And I think they're going to do that. And that's why I can't wait to watch this film just to see what they're going to do. It's going to be absolutely crazy and bonkers. And if it's the storyline, I think it is how Doom's going to be using the kids to use his power in order to reset their universe and try to stop all these conversions, then I think it's going to be even more exciting to see what they're going to do in this film. But yeah, man, nostalgia bait, sure. Cash grab, yep. Desperation, oh, absolutely. But I'm here for it. Day one. Doom Part 3 comes out December 13th. Ironically, the same day as Avengers Doomsday for now. But the film is directed by Denis Villeneuve, and this is his third of this installment, and everything that he's done in this franchise has been absolutely fantastic to where he's made it so interesting. For anyone who's not really into sci-fi like that, I think he's done a great job bringing a lot of people into this franchise, which was done previously and done horribly. But he's been able to meet the levels to where why people love that franchise. In this film, and in this movie, they're following the third book, which is basically Doom Messiah or the Children of Dune, whatever. And I am kind of a little worried and kind of not a little worried. I think he would adapt it to where it actually makes sense and it fits in this world, because the story does get a little wacky once you get to Doom Messiah. So, but I think he's going to do a great job when it comes to putting the story together. And of course, the visuals and sound design is going to be absolutely epic, just like the previous films. So I don't see anything dipping off here when it comes to the Dune franchise. We all know Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Florence Pugh, and so many others that are already cast members in this film are going to bring it to this film. And also get Robert Pattinson as one of the villains in this film too. And like I said, I'm just so excited to see what he's going to do, when he's going to bring us back into this world and see, how he's going to continue on to the story. And we're finally going to meet some of the kids when it comes in the story too. So all these things that's going to be happening in this film, and just the whole hype of Dune and what Denis Villeneuve has been able to do with this franchise. I'm just, I'm so excited to see what he's going to do, because I think it's going to be one of those epic films. And I think Dune Part 2 was the best movie in 2024, and I think Denis Villeneuve should have been not just nominated, but also won for Best Director and possibly Best Film of the Year for 2024. But like I said before, I'm just really excited to see how he's going to continue the story, because this is what sci-fi should be. And let's see what he does in this film. Hopefully he can adapt that story, because man, it's wacky. Project Hail Mary comes out March 20th and is based on an Andy Weir book. The movie is directed by Philip Lord and Chris Miller, who worked on the Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse movies and also directed the Lego movie. When Amazon MGM started their presentation at CinemaCon, they just came out and said, hey, watch this.
Obama out.
Gave us like 10 minutes of footage and scenes and also a trailer of Project Hail Mary, and it looks absolutely amazing. And it probably got one of the biggest reactions of CinemaCon throughout the whole entire convention. That's how amazing the footage and the stuff they were showing for this movie. And as someone who has read the book and listened to the audiobook a couple of times, so I might be a little biased about this because I absolutely like this book a lot. And I'm just telling you guys, from what they showed us compared to what they released so far as the trailers, has nothing to, doesn't even come close to what the stuff that we saw at CinemaCon. That's why I'm trying to say, hey, this is why this is number 2 on my list, because I've seen a lot when it comes to the film. Those 10 minutes they showed was a lot, and it was absolutely just felt epic. I expected them to follow the book page by page, but I do want them to follow so much of the book. And with the film stuff they've been showing, and in the presentation I saw, it seemed like they are following that story where you get Ryan Land is playing by Ryan Gosling is playing a scientist who's trying to figure out exactly why the sun is dying. So he has to go on this mission to figure out what's going on with the sun, because the sun is actually losing its sunlight and it's killing the crops on Earth. And eventually he's going to destroy the Earth and kill us all and put us in extinction. So he has to figure out exactly what's the reason, how to fix it, and to basically try to save Earth. And I've seen a lot of people complaining about seeing Rocky the alien in the movie, but don't fret, guys. I'm letting you know now. He comes into the story very early, and they go on this epic sci-fi journey trying to figure out exactly how to save their planet. And that's what makes the story so fun, is reading and listening to what they have to do, going on this journey to figure out exactly how to pinpoint the issue, find a solution, and hope it actually works. And it's a really thrilling ride to actually read and also listen to. So I recommend you guys to do that too before you walk in, so you can at least understand exactly what's going on. And what they showed so far and all the trailers and what I saw at CinemaCon, I feel like they captured the illustration of what this book is really is all about. And I've been waiting for this movie ever since that presentation, and since they've been dropping in trailers, everything just looks so good. And I'm just so super excited. And this is why this is my second most anticipated film of the year. And I just can't wait for this film to come out, because it's going to, I'm just hoping, be epic, please. Odyssey, it comes out July 17th and is directed by Christopher Nolan, his new epic action fantasy film. And you know someone has confidence about their film when they release some of the IMAX tickets a year ahead of the film release. I mean, that's swag, right? So the film's going to be based on Homer's story, where we see and follow Odysseus as he's trying to get back home. I was not sure what Christopher Nolan was going to do. Was he actually going to bring the fantasy element to it? And after watching the trailer for it that dropped, and you see Cyclops set shadow in the back, yes, this will be his fantasy film, and he's going to have all the monsters that are going to try to stop him to get back to his home. And I like how the trailer provides some of the Easter eggs of the Monsters film. We get a little quick glimpse of Cyclops. You know, we see the boat that's on the water. That's the Sirens. You know, Cersei's going to be coming in there. So I kind of was interested to see what they're going to do with the fantasy element, but Christopher Nolan is actually doing it. And it makes it more exciting to see how he designed these creatures and these creatures in the film. And with the stellar cast, you have Matt Damon playing Odysseus. You also got Tom Holland. You got Anna Hathaway, you got Zendaya in this film, you got Robert Pattinson in this film. There's countless others, so many people in this film that are like top-notch actors. So you know the acting ability and performances in the film is going to be very, very good. I'm expecting a very captivating, exciting story when it comes to this, and also when it comes to the journey of this film. And of course, we're going to get jaw-dropping visuals. The sound design is going to be very epic and grand. They feel big in certain moments. I feel like this movie is going to be an epic event. And, like I said before, when you sell tickets a year ahead of your release, you're building something big. And I think this might be the movie of the year. And why not? It's Christopher Nolan. Like, he's just one of the G's right now, one of the best in the game. And every time he makes a film, it's always good. And sometimes it's even great. Well, everyone, that is my list for my most anticipated films of 2026 that will be in the movie theaters this year. Let me know your list of films that you are excited to watch at the movie theaters as well. And don't forget to give us a like and also subscribe to the channel so you get more content. And also stay tuned. We will be doing a review for Primate and early reaction to 28 Years Bone Temple that's coming out. I think I'll see it on Wednesday. But other than that, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time, spending your time with me watching this film and laughing with us and having a good time. And until next time, keep munching, keep watching good films, and keep it real. And I see you next video. Take care and goodbye.